Hey, and welcome back to the Business Hyve Podcast. I'm your host, Jess, here to spark actionable strategies and real breakthroughs that unleash your business's potential. All right, let's get straight to it. Imagine you stumble across your own business online. You don't know it's yours, just another brand in the wild. Would you stop and pay attention? I want you to genuinely sit there and think about this for a second. If you need to pause this episode, pause it and think, would you stop and pay attention? Would you click, follow, or even buy from you? Or would you scroll past it without a second thought? That's a tough but necessary question because if the answer is, I probably wouldn't, then you've got some work to do. And honestly, most entrepreneurs don't take a step back to look at their brand from the outside. Today, I'm going to walk you through a straight up reality check. I'll let you know exactly what needs to change so your audience actually wants to engage, trust, and most importantly, buy from you. So let's get into it. Here's the real issue. Too many business owners build their brand based on what they think people want instead of what actually makes them follow, engage, and convert. And that's why growth feels like pushing a boulder uphill. Let's break it down into three key areas where you might be losing people: visibility, credibility, and relatability. We're going to start with visibility. If they can't see you, they can't follow you. There are two reasons why people aren't finding your brand, okay? Your messaging isn't clear or your distribution is weak. So if your content isn't instantly recognizable, meaning someone can't tell within seconds what you do, who you serve, and why it matters, you've already lost them. So what needs to change in that instance? You need an audit of your content, okay? Can a complete stranger understand what you do in under 10 seconds? If not, you need to simplify it. Get rid of all the jargon, tighten up that messaging, and make sure that every post and bio and piece of content communicates your value, what you offer, what they get from you clearly. And then there's distribution. If you're only posting when you feel like it, or if you're just hanging out on one platform because it's comfortable, that's not a strategy. Okay, that's wishful thinking. That's hopes and dreams. You need to get serious about showing up where your audience actually spends time. You can figure this out by looking at your analytics. If you're getting engagement on LinkedIn but not on Instagram, double down on LinkedIn. If your short form video is performing better than your static posts, shift your focus. Focus on those things that are working. Okay, let's look at credibility. So, why should anyone trust you? Seriously. Let's say people do find you. That's step one. Great, they found you. Awesome. But are they seeing you as an authority or are they just consuming your content without taking any action? Here's the hard truth. If you're only posting surface level content, things they could find easily with a quick Google search, then you're just blending in. You are not standing out. Authority isn't built on more content, it's built on better content. So, what needs to change? You need to stop being a content recycler and start being a content innovator. And this is key and difficult to do, especially if you haven't been in your industry for a long time. If you've been in your industry for a long time, you were working for another company and you decided to put up your shingle, start your own business, that's different. But if you're new to this, and you just decided that you wanted to get into wellness, or you just decided you wanted to get into fitness, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to become a content innovator. The way that you want to do this is to identify the holes that you see in your industry. If it was left up to you and you could change whatever you wanted about your industry, what would you change? If you're a finance person, what do you hate that the other gurus or the other experts in the industry are telling people? What's not working for your people? What's not working for you? That's where you're going to find your innovation. You will find innovation in the gaps. You will find innovation in the valleys. You're going to find innovation in the things that are not working, not connecting. You want to then share these unique insights and case studies and behind the scene looks at your process. You want to break down a strategy in a way that actually helps someone implement it. If your audience walks away from your content thinking, wow, I never thought of it that way, you're winning. That is specifically what I try to do in every piece of content I create. I want you to walk away thinking, wow, I didn't think about it like that. Wow, I hadn't heard about that. Wow, I didn't think I was supposed to do that. Another key part of credibility is social proof. So I'm not talking about just testimonials, those are nice, but what about actual proof of work? Showcasing results, sharing data, letting people see real transformation. By showcasing your expertise consistently, you're turning from just another option into the number one option for people in your industry. It's going to be you. All right. And number three is relatability. The fact of the matter is, people buy from people, not from brands. The best brands don't just attract followers, they build communities around them. If your audience isn't engaging, it's because they don't feel connected to you. And if they don't feel connected, then they're not going to buy. So, what needs to change, right? You have to show up as a real person. You need to be vulnerable. You need to share your opinion and share your experiences. Infuse doses of you in your brand. No one wants to engage with a faceless robotic business. The more human you are, the more memorable you become. Like I said, you need to be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to show that vulnerability. A lot of business owners hesitate to share struggles or failures. But guess what? That's the stuff that makes people trust you. If they see you as somebody who gets them because you've been through it too, they'll stick around. All right, now that you've got the framework, here's what you need to do right now, because I'm all about the practical application. So, right now, I need you to do your audit. You remember I said before, I want you to audit like a stranger. Look at your website, look at your social media, look at your emails. Strip away what you know about your business and ask yourself, if I landed here for the very first time, would I instantly understand what this brand does and why it's worth my time? And you have to be honest. You cannot look at this through your rose colored glasses. You have to be honest. If the answer is no, it's time for a refresh. It's imperative that you pay attention to the first impression you put out there, your visuals, your messaging, and how easy it is for people to take action with you. Step two, I want you to fix your messaging. Your value proposition should be crystal clear. If someone has to dig to understand what you do or how you help, you're losing them off the bat. So test this out. Show your website or social media bio to someone who doesn't know your business at all and ask them to explain what you do in their own words. If they get it wrong, then you need to work on your messaging. Step three, I want you to show up where your audience is and stop relying on wishful thinking. I want you to start using data. That's what it's there for. Dig into your insights, dig into your analytics. Where is your audience engaging the most? If your LinkedIn posts get high engagements, but Instagram is crickets, Instagram's out. Doesn't have to be out forever, but for right now, you need to focus on where the people are engaging. And if LinkedIn is it, shift your focus. But you have to be intentional. More isn't always better. Strategic is always better. Step 4, I want you to post with authority. Look at your content and ask, am I teaching something new? Am I challenging common assumptions? Am I giving people something valuable they can't get in a basic Google search? And if all you're doing is just reshaping the same advice as everyone else, you're blending in. I want you to go deeper. Share these case studies, these personal insights. Turn your personal stories and stories that you've collected from working with other customers and clients into information you can post on social media. Don't use names. You don't have to use people's names, but the experience is yours. The ideas are yours. And if you share that with your audience, you're going to reap the benefits. You want your expertise to stand out from everyone else's. Because as we know on social media, everybody has an opinion about everything. This is going to help you stand out. Okay, step 5, infuse your brand with your personality. Who are you? I don't put on airs. The person that you hear on these podcasts, the person that you see in my videos, the person that you read in my articles, if you meet me in person, the person that's writing in the comments, it's just me. Same old me. I'm a web designer by nature, which means I'm a WYSIWYG. And in web design, WYSIWYG means what you see is what you get. Everything exhausts me. So putting on airs and pretending to be somebody completely different is exhausting. And I do not have the mental capacity to do it. So this is who I am. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to infuse your brand with your personality because people connect with people, not brands that sound like AI generated corporate robots. If your content feels dry, fix it. Talk like you would in a real conversation. Share your stories. Show your humor. It's okay to show humor. I don't want to insult anybody. You're going to insult everybody. Everybody's offended nowadays. Be you. Now, I'm not saying be rude, be mean, racist, sexist, homophobic. Don't be any of that. I want you to be kind, be polite, but showcase who you are. You're funny. You are kind. You are sweet. You have a little dark humor. That's fine. You're sometimes sarcastic. That's cool. You're cheeky. All right. Show it through. Let people get to know the real you. Trust is built through authenticity, not perfection. And people genuinely, they're not expecting perfection. Seriously, have you been to a Taco Bell lately? They're still open. And that's about as far from perfection as possible. Have you ever compared the Taco Bell pictures of their food with how the food actually looks when it comes out to you? When's the last time your Taco Bell looked like it did in the picture or in the commercial? Not ever. Exactly, not ever. Trust is built through authenticity, not perfection. Okay, if you wouldn't follow you, why would anyone else? Your brand needs to be visible, it needs to be credible, and it needs to be relatable. And if you're missing any of these, now is the time to adjust. And the fastest way to grow your audience and increase leads isn't more content. It's going to be content that actually speaks to your ideal customer and earns their trust, making them want to engage with you. So here's your challenge. Take 15 minutes today and audit your online presence. Find those gaps and then commit to making the changes that turn you into someone worth following. Well, folks, that's all for today's episode of the Business Hive. Thank you so much for listening. And until next week, stay curious, stay consistent. And I get it. Business is hard, business is scary, but you're still going to do it because you're going to do it afraid. See y'all next time.